Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're just going to breeze over a topic in regards to the dating world because I seen a video not that long ago on YouTube that was talking about, um, you know, it was one of those kind of um, videos that discuss like the dating market and kind of really discuss, um, just the well-being of people in general, kind of similar to my channel as well. And they had a topic at that moment where in it you had, you know, females in it that were ranting about wanting things to return back to the way things used to be. But and I think the point on that was kind of really saying about just, obviously the dating market is kind of really in shambles right now, at least here in the US. And but I wanted to point on that 'cause I started reading a lot of different things in the comments in regards to that. And I wanted to point out just the fact that a lot of times when that is said, it's not so much a matter of wanting things to become back to a sense of something positive. A lot of times you have the sense of now that the market is crashing, and generally speaking, for many years, you had a dynamic where the men would give a lot of attention to the women, and the women would just receive that attention, be able to do whatever they wanted with it, whether reject guys, accept them. But you had an abundance of that, so it allowed oversaturation in terms of how they wanted to approach it, mentally, emotionally, whatever the case is. It was just like, okay, like I have many options of how I want to handle this. But now that that's starting to crash, it's not so much a matter of wanting things to go back to change for the purpose of something being good, but more so wanting that saturation again. And that is really just to be noted, just as far as that particular video that I was watching that had said that, because essentially it's not a matter of wanting to get, as people of creatures, it's not really a matter of wanting to go back to having things say, or not even say go back to having things change for the better, as much as you want things to change in favor of what would suit you. So, for example, if a person was used to having a lot of money and they're rich, and now they go back to not having a lot, they go now to not having a lot of money, they probably wouldn't say these conditions are bad. We need to all have money. We need to all be in a good, positive space. They would really be coming from a perspective of, I want to be back into that space of having money, if that example makes sense. So in this case, it's kind of like wanting the dating climate to go back to a place in which men were chasing and spending money, but those days are over because the dynamic of the dating world is pretty much falling on its head. And I've heard some people had mentioned before that maybe, I don't know, in the 60s or whatever the case is, it was a point where maybe it was very good for men, like overly good for men, and that may have been the case. Then we had a surge of where it was overly good for the women, probably in like the 90s, going into the 2000s and 2010s, or whatever the case is. But now we've hit a peak where nobody is really, gaining any benefit, because both have realized that, just the ways of each. And with social media, we're in a place now where everybody is just essentially realizing how things work, and there's kind of no way to get it back to a place of normacy for a lot of people. So that's kind of where everyone's kind of running around with their heads cut off. So just case in point, to bring it back around full circle, that while people want it to come back to a sense of being normal for what they were used to, that's not going to happen, because it's no longer a benefit to anybody in terms of the way things were before. With that being said, you guys, I will catch you guys and the next. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Take care. Catch you guys in the next video.